don't you find everything to be so very dramatic these days, that people talk about burning bridges all the time and giving orders about what methods you should and shouldn't be using to live a great life? My blog post today was inspired by nothing particularly grand or special or anything, but just seeing somebody on Twitter saying, oh, networking is a scam. And of course, we understand when people use certain words, what they mean is forced ways of doing things. Going to networking meetings with people who have personality traits that should be illegal, and they end up being really unpleasant and uncomfortable, and you walk away with business cards that you're never going to copy the details down into your phone and ever get in contact with such people. I mean, maybe, I was actually going to say that we're talking about burning bridges, but you can't force anything in life. I've tried, and it's really painful, because the flow of life, there are challenging things, and there are times where you will have to be doing the same things over and over and over again, and you can at certain points feel like, oh my gosh, is this all that there is in life? But you've got to be authentic, otherwise your message will never land with people, because they'll be able to tell that you're just forcing things, that your heart isn't invested. And whatever people say, people are looking for really how passionate and enthusiastic and invested you are in what you're doing. And you can't fake that. There are some bullshit artists, but the karma always comes back and steals. It's like fool's gold. It will always steal the rewards that you have, because from inauthentic activity, because that's why virtue really, really matters. And when I see people saying, oh, don't network, I say, well, okay, what do you mean by network? We operate on numerous social networking platforms every single day, and it's always funny. It's saying, oh, get offline, you don't need to be online so much, and they're tweeting this. People don't see the performative contradiction of what they're saying, and it is sort of, it's comical in a way, but the life that I want to lead, and I do often talk, I notice actually, I do often talk in future terms, but all the time that I'm working on myself and working with my therapist and doing my writing, doing these videos and being out there, all the time things are improving. But when I'm talking about wanting to live a better life, what I mean is that everything's integrated. My purpose and my day-to-day habits and how I interact with people, I want all of those to gel. And what you're going to find is that when you put yourself out there, you're going to, especially these days with social media, there are so many people. Well, what you're going to find is you're going to hear a lot of voices, a lot of noise, a lot of, well, what used to be advice, but now, frankly, just comes over as orders that this is a yes, that's a no. And it's like, well, okay, do you think? Enjoy yourself. Do you think over there? Just because people say things doesn't mean that it is gospel truth. You've got to constantly remind yourself of that, because we're being bombarded and completely flooded with so much information that you have to remind yourself, it's my life. It's my life. And this is going to sound a little bit mean, okay? A little bit harsh. But when people are telling you, oh, you don't want to be doing that, You don't want to be doing things that way. Well, everybody's generous to people, large follower count people are always very generous to the people with a few hundred followers. But, you know, people, whether we like it or not, we are competitive beings. Absolutely. We are comparing ourselves. We are coveting often. We want to have the results that other people have without actually thinking, well, what do I want and how do I want to get there? But bear in mind that if somebody's saying, oh, this method doesn't work, well, maybe it's because they can't do it. It's like you find actors and actresses and they try and do a little bit of comedy or a little bit of stand-up or a little bit of this and that, and it doesn't necessarily translate. And so always bear in mind that people want to look as good as they possibly can in public. And because ego is real. And if they're telling you, oh, this doesn't work, you try it. You try it and see if it works for you. Because again, it is your life. And people don't want to give away tidbits to the competition. They don't. And there are plenty of people out there that you'll follow that you will see will have massive egos. So particularly to the big accounts, pay attention to what they do. Don't just look at them on one platform. Go and see what they're doing in other places and start to form a picture and realize that whatever it is that you want to do, that you have unique reasons for doing whatever it is and pursuing it. You will also have a unique set of skills and behaviors unique to you, and nobody actually can give you definitive advice on anything. I think the whole point of research is actually that you just think, oh, that's quite interesting. I'll give that a go for a day or two or a week or a month or whatever, and see how it works and figure it out as you go. Because if anybody can tell you that a particular form of, you know, networking or marketing or whatever it is, if they can if they can write it off so easily, well, they probably haven't looked into it that much. You know, people are making it up as they go along. Do not be fooled. Just remember that you are perfectly capable of figuring things out for yourself. And I think that method, rather than getting too befuddled by what other people are saying, the method that you lean towards, go with it, try it, give it a go. We have this idea that everything has to be monumentally difficult and people are very, very dramatic, and a lot of it actually is just about garnering attention. But what I'm interested in is, I have no desire to be famous. I have a desire to be flat out stinking rich and have plenty and plenty of money, loads of it, and to have freedom and to have choices. What I don't want is to have millions of people, metaphorically and literally, knocking at my door. I don't really care actually that much about attention. I used to, but I don't now, because I realise that's not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to have freedom, flow, and opportunities that you pursue that are in line with your values and what you want to do, and help millions of other people or thousands of other people by showing that there are more peaceful and joyful ways of doing things, rather than just marketing yourself as a person who says don't do this and don't do that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about all of you wonderful viewers and new subscribers and loyal and faithful subscribers to live the best life that you can live. I really do. I really wish it for all of you. And my way of doing that is to do the very, very best that I can do. We're all figuring it out. Don't be afraid.